Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. Welcome, poorly dressed, underdressed, dodgy pilot here. I'm flying planes in my dressing gown. How dodgy is that? What a shady guy. Oh dear, it's a sad life. But anyway, here we are guys. We're at Miami and we're going to take the new Zebo mod for a bit of a flight today. On my last video I took the old Zebo 737. I just cut and pasted it into Xplane12 and it worked perfectly. It was brilliant, apart from the fact that the replay seized up and didn't work. Have you been having this problem, especially when you're coming into landing at a big airport? Push replay, Alt R, and the whole thing seizes up and just crashes to desktop. So that's pretty frustrating when you've done a whole flight, you're trying to land and finish off nicely, and then the replay mode freezes up. So this time I probably won't do a landing replay. I think I can do a takeoff replay. It's not too taxing on the computer or the game, but I'm not going to try a landing replay again for a while. The flybys seem to work okay. But the landing replays are really dodgy, so I don't want to risk it. So here we are at Miami. It is quite a nice day, just a few light clouds. They look really fluffy and marshmallow-like. They look like balls of marshmallow, don't they? Really, really fluffy, like those cotton buds you buy in a little plastic bag. Ladies use them in the bathroom, and I got no idea what they do with them all or where they put them, but I don't really want to know. But there we are. They look like those little fluffy cotton balls that you see in the cupboard in the bathroom. Men don't use those, of course, but you can't help but notice them when they're everywhere. Anyway, let's get off that subject. Here we are. We're going to test out the new Boeing 737, the Zebo mod. Just a small, short little routine everyday hop from Miami over to Southwest Florida. So let's get things started. We're all started up, ready to go. The passengers are on board. We've done all our servicing. We've detached the jetway. We are pretty much ready to go. So I'm going to get some pushback underway here.
Folks from the cockpit, I'd like to welcome you on board. We're ready up front. Everybody's closed up outside. We're just waiting to get some of our performance numbers and the clearance from air traffic control.
Miami International Ground. Zulu Bravo 738. Request pushback to the right.
Flight should be underway here shortly.
Zulu Bravo 738. Stand by. Pushback tractor is on the way.
Pushback tractor is on the way. One thing I've noticed, it does take quite a while to get here sometimes. Depending on where it is, I suppose, when you call it in. But it does take a while to get here. Sometimes you've just got to hang around and wait for it to arrive. So I guess that's what we've got to do. There's one over there. Is he coming over to help us? Hi mate. There's another one there. Now they are waiting for me to get pushed back. There's a little transport highway along there. One thing I've noticed is they do all wait and leave a gap so that you can get pushed back, and they're not driving straight through you, which is a big improvement from Flight Sim 2020, isn't it, where everyone just drives right through you as if you're invisible. But they're actually parked there and they are waiting for me to get pushed back. I think that is pretty courteous, and it's pretty good to see that kind of detail. Oh, here comes my pushback tag. This is good. This is good. Okay, so let's get into our cockpit. Take off our brakes.
Commencing pushback.
Thank you, dear. And don't know why I've lost sound inside the cockpit. As far as the engine goes, I've lost sound anyway. I don't mind. I don't mind not having the sound of the engine blasting in my ears, but probably not as realistic as it should be. I believe there are a few little bugs and little issues with the Xplane12. So they'll be ironed out as we get updates and things like that, I guess. See, thank you. Everyone's waiting for me to get pushed back. Look at that. Isn't that nice? Isn't that nice? It's the first time I've seen that in any flight simulator, guys. And when I get back, pushed back here out of the way, they'll all start driving down the little highway again, the little service lane. Yeah, we got quite a backlog there. The airport must be quite busy today. Quite busy. There we go. They're all off again now, all heading around, doing their work, doing their business. Thank you, guys. Appreciate that. That is brilliant. I love that. Well modelled. Okay, I think that is far enough for us to get pushed back.
Stopping here.
Thank you, dear.
Disconnect. Pushback completed.
Thank you. Thank you. Now I have got a little I've got a little flight plan put in here. Here are my waypoints. Here are my waypoints. I'll put those into the FMC. And you can see it on my display here. My first waypoint is Merckx. Okay, and I've got my flaps down. Check, confirm. Speed 234 knots to start with. Starts flashing if I go over that for some reason. Cruise out at 10,000 feet. Flight directors on. Taxi lights on. I'll stick my landing lights on now. Anti-collision lights on. That's all good. Don't really need my logo lights on, but I'll put them on. I don't think I'll be able to notice it at the moment. It's too much daylight around. But okay, let's put off the brake and let's head over to the active runway. Is my brake off? Yep, my brake is off. And here we go. Oh yeah, I got some engine sounds now. Now I love the way the tiller works here for the nose wheel gear. That is, we don't get that in Flight Simulator 2020, but here in the new Zebo and Xplane, we've got the tiller for the nose wheel working. That is brilliant. Let's have a look at that. There we go. You can see the nose wheel working. Can steer the plane on the ground. That is just excellent. So I've got that configured to my Xbox controller. One of the little joysticks on my Xbox controller handles my nose wheel steering, which is just brilliant. I like it. Now there's one thing I really don't like in Xplane12, and that is the air traffic controlling voices. They are just terrible. Oh, the way they speak is so robotic, artificial and cartoony, it makes me feel nausea. I just can't use the air traffic control in Xplane12 because the voices just sound so silly to me. It's just so computerized and robotic. It just takes away any sense of realism or any sense of immersion. It just sort of kills it. So I cannot use the air traffic controller. Maybe one day they will improve it. I don't know. But anyway, in my world, I'm continuously always cleared to take off. And in my world, I don't need to ask for permission. Okay, here we go. Let's taxi onto the active. Right, let's see how the new early access Zebo 737 goes on this little short hop over to Southwest Florida. Let's bring up our throttles. Now remember, we can do the flyby view, but we cannot do the replay at the moment. I'm scared to try it in case we end up crashing to desktop.
V1, rotate. Positive rate.
Gear up. Doesn't that look fantastic, guys?
400.
There is no denying that looks absolutely fantastic.
1000.
It's just beautiful to fly this plane. You just use a little bit of trim, you get to smooth level flight, and it just about flies itself. It is so easy to control the 737. Right, flaps up. Just use a little bit of trim and you can get to smooth level flight very, very fast. Very, very easily. A little bit of trim and you can almost let go of the yoke and the plane will just stay level and stable. Just beautiful. Bit of wing flex there as we climb out. Okay, let's go to our autopilot. Turn on our auto throttle, speed mode, LNAV, and autopilot. We'll give our vertical speed just a nice gentle climb of plus 1900 will do us. We'll change the auto brakes from RTO over to number 3. Check all our flaps are up. We'll turn off our landing lights. Taxi lights off. Now I don't know what it is about Xplane, the 737s and Xplane, the Zebo mod. It is just so immersive, guys. I don't know what it is. I can't explain it. I know the Flight Sim 2020 PMDG 737 is just beautiful, but there is just something so immersive about the Zebo 737.
Yeah, ladies and gentlemen, the seatbelt lights off. You're free to move about. Once you are seated, we recommend you keep your belts fastened. Thank you.
Just something so immersive about this plane.
Moving up, keep a little closer. Meanwhile, please sit back, relax, enjoy the trip with us.
Okay, so we are heading towards our first waypoint, Merckx, 49.7 nautical miles. Not that far to go. We're at 10,000 feet, 230 knots. I think we can go to 11,000 feet. And then I can bring my speed up a little bit more. Get there a little bit quicker. Now I haven't figured out time compression yet in Xplane12. If there's anyone out there who knows how to do time compression, maybe we can assign it to a couple of buttons like I did in Flight Simulator.
Ladies and gentlemen, as we climb to our cruising altitude, we'd like to extend a special thank you to each of you and a welcome back to our SkyMile members and Million Milers. Your business and loyalty are greatly appreciated by the entire Delta family. For your safety, it's important to remain seated with your seatbelt securely fastened anytime the seatbelt sign is on. Even if the sign is off, please keep your seatbelt fastened in case we experience any unexpected rough air. We ask that you also please remember to use caution if opening the overhead bins to prevent injury from articles that may have shifted during takeoff. We've now reached an altitude where it's safe to use approved electronic devices, and a listing of these devices can be found in Sky Magazine in the seat pocket in front of you. On today's flight in the economy cabin, it'll be our pleasure to offer you complimentary Coca-Cola products, Starbucks coffee, water, juices, a variety of complimentary snacks, as well as a selection of our fresh eats items and all-day goodies. Beer, wine, and spirits are available complimentary for our first class and Delta Comfort Plus passengers, as well as available for purchase for the main cabin. A complete listing of available beverages, as well as of our fresh eats items, can be found in the menus in your seat pocket. Please be reminded that Delta accepts only major credit or debit cards for onboard purchases of beverages and snacks. However, you can use your Delta SkyMiles American Express card to save 15% and earn double miles on all Delta purchases. For your enjoyment, each seat is equipped with your own personal entertainment system. On it, you can view a selection of complimentary as well as on-demand TV shows, movies, and music. You will find that this screen will work best with just a light tap of your fingertip. Feel free to use your own headsets. Otherwise, if you do need a headset, just let a flight attendant know they are yours complimentary for this and any future Delta flights.
Very nice, lovely announcements. I like that. I might use those announcements on my Flight Sim 2020 737 flights. It was really nice. I think I'll just transport it over to Flight Sim 2020. We don't actually have those, I don't think, in the PMDG 737s. So yet another little detail that makes the Zibo 737 just so immersive. Look at the sky colours and these clouds up here. Looks beautiful, doesn't it? Doesn't that look nice? So much nicer than Xplane12. You'd think you're in a completely different simulator sometimes, even though it's quite familiar to us. There are times when it just looks quite new, you know, like a new simulator. Beautiful. Stunning views out there. Just beautiful. Let's have a look at our map. We've got quite a short flight today, so we don't need to stay up too high for too long. Probably another few minutes and we will start descending down.
Hey, good afternoon, folks. From the cockpit, starting a slow descent at this time. We would like to ask you to return to your seats, fasten up your seatbelts for the duration of the flight. Been a pleasure having you on board with us. Thanks for flying with Delta today. I can fly attendants. Go ahead and prepare the cabin for our arrival, please.
Okay, we're just starting a slow, gentle descent here.
ladies and gentlemen, we have begun our initial descent. At this time, we ask that you kindly begin to recheck the security of your seatbelt. And if you've removed any items from the overhead bins, please begin to refill them at this time. Please check around your seating area and the seat pocket in front of you for any cups, glasses, or other articles you wish to discard. And kindly hand these items to the flight attendants as they make their way through the aisle.
We'll slowly make our way down towards 5,000 feet. Here we are here, we're coming up to our first waypoint, Merckx, then we turn around to the left and we'll head out towards our big curve round for the final approach. So the big question I've been asking myself lately, and you might ask yourself this as well if you're looking at Xplane12, is what is there in Xplane12 that would draw you away from Microsoft 2020? Or do you just enjoy both? Because they're both quite different simulators. They both have their strong points, their beautiful features, and they both have their weaknesses. So you can enjoy both, but is there one you're leaning towards more than the other? Are you tending to spend more time and wanting to do more with Xplane12, or do you just want to stay in Flight Sim 2020? What is there in Xplane that draws you away, or that could possibly draw you away from Flight Sim 2020? This is a question I've been thinking about, and you know, Flight Sim 2020 has been out for several years now, but the selection of aircraft, the selection of airliners in particular, is very, very small. High fidelity, study level airliners, the selection is very, very small, even though it's been out now for so many years. And I'm wondering how long it's going to take for Xplane12 to be just full of wonderful Boeings and Airbuses, and there'll be just so many third-party study level airliners for us to choose from, possibly even within a year. Already they're starting to flow in. So I'm thinking this could be the strong point for Xplane12. It's flight dynamics. Already I'm hearing from various pilots who want to practice their flying. Already many of them are leaning towards Xplane12 for the flight dynamics. A lot of the real training pilots don't care about car parks and gates and fences around the airport. They don't care about those unnecessary eye candy. They care about the planes, the flight dynamics, the high fidelity, the systems. That's what they care about. You know, it's only us gaming people that sort of worry too much about the eye candy, really. So the real pilots are leaning towards Xplane12. And I think within a year, we're going to have a huge selection of aircraft, study level aircraft in Xplane12. Unlike Flight Sim 2020, it's been out for how many years? 3 years? 2 years? 3 years? And still only a very small handful of airliners to fly. But let me know what you think in the comments below. I would be interested. Okay, so we are coming down to, we're at 3,000 feet now, nice and slow, and we are coming out over the coast, and the scenery is looking beautiful. Look at that. That is beautiful, isn't it? We're going to be turning around to the right, and then we will be on our finals. Here we go, turning around to the right now. Beautiful scenery. Okay, let's make sure we are ready for our final approach. We start bringing our speed down under 200 knots. Here we go, guys. Manual landing, a manual approach. I think it's time we turned off our autopilot. Right, I have manual control of the aircraft. Flaps down, gear down. Keep an eye on our speed here.
$1,000.
140 knots.
Flight slow. 500. Flight slow. Flight slow. Flight slow. Flight slow. 300. Flight slow. Flight slow. Flight slow. Flight slow.
140 knots.
200. 100. 50, 40, 30, 20, 10.
Kind of wondering if my speed brakes came on. I used the whole runway then, and I don't think my speed brakes came on. I don't think my reverse thrusters came on. This was a bit of a worry, really. Okay, flaps up. You blew one or more tires. Now see the message I got up here? I blew one or more tires, so I don't know how I did that. Maybe my speed was too fast when I landed. So really, I'm not sure if I'm going to be able to taxi. It appears I'm unable to taxi because I have a couple of blown tires. So maybe that was due to my hard landing or my overspeed when I landed. Let's have a look. And there you are. You can see my tires. My tires are flat. Completely flat. Now that is pretty cool that that's modeled, isn't it? The damage model is really very, very cool. So I came in too hot, too fast, and I actually damaged my tires. Let me know how you're going with Xplane12. Are you still playing with Xplane12, or are you just sticking with Flight Sim 2020 and not worrying about Xplane at all? Interested to know your comments. Anyway guys, thanks for watching. Hit subscribe, hit the like, make a comment, and I'll catch you soon on the next video. Take care everyone. Ciao.